The Denver Nuggets get their third straight win in a row after beating the Houston Rockets in Denver. Jamal Murray makes his long-awaited debut, coming back after missing the last several games with a hamstring injury. The Denver Nuggets get another win at home. What does this mean? How do they look? And what do we expect from them going forward? Let's tap in, y'all. Let's get it. What's going on, y'all? Welcome back to another episode. This is your boy Swiper. Make sure you hit the like, share, and subscribe. We're getting to 15,000 subscribers this season, y'all. This was an incredible, incredible game. Now, this was a long-awaited comeback for Jamal Murray. Obviously, he'd been missing the last several games, 11, I believe, with a hamstring injury. The Nuggets were struggling without him. They went, actually, it was 12 games. They went 7-5 without Jamal Murray, which, again, given the fact that they had a couple games where they didn't have him, didn't have Joker out there, didn't have AG, all that put together, that's actually not bad. Again, not what you want to see, but they lost to some good teams. Now, the Houston Rockets team has been really good on the year so far. They beat Denver twice, obviously no Murray in Houston, and then they had an opportunity today to get their get back. And some of this is that the Nuggets, when they don't have their full unit on the court, they don't play with the same level of tenacity and the same level of enthusiasm. And it's not that they're not trying to, but you just can't always get there. But y'all, the Denver Nuggets today came out with a mission. They came out with a plan. They came out swinging because they had been so just inconsistent without Jamal Murray. As soon as he stepped back on the court, they decided they wanted to settle business early, and they got the tone set real soon in the first quarter. The Denver Nuggets tonight had 41 points inside the first quarter. That means they were on pace for a 186.4 offensive rating in the first quarter. They were getting anything and everything they wanted. Michael Porter Jr. was hitting three. Michael Porter Jr. in the Nuggets' first few points had three made three-pointers. In the first quarter alone, Michael Porter Jr. was 4-4 from three. He was finding his spots. He was playing within the offense. And again, because Jamal Murray's on the court, now you can't trap off Joker. Now you got to deal with the pick and roll and the dive. They just didn't know what to do. And so, again, the defense, that's been very good so far this year. Obviously, again, some bad competition in there. Obviously, there's some injuries in there for the Nuggets. There's a lot of stuff like put into that. But the Rockets have a really good defense. They have good defenders. They have a great scheme, more importantly, with Ime Udoka. And Michael Porter Jr. was able to shred it open tonight. And today, he had maybe his best all-around game of the year. Michael Porter Jr. in 34 minutes had 30 points, 10 rebounds, and 5 assists. This might be Michael Porter Jr.'s first 30, 10, and 5 game in his career, if I remember correctly. 30, 10, and 5. Porter was 7 of 12 from the three-point line. He was 11 of 17 from the field altogether, 4 of 5 from the two-point range today, which is 80%. 7 of 12 from the three-point line is 58%. And then he was only 1 of 3 from the free throw line. Could have had 32 points, got fouled on a three-pointer today, had 1 steal. He was a plus 26 in his minutes today. Just really, really dominant game from him. And again, playing with confidence. His defense was good tonight. His rotations were solid. And he was finding guys. He was working as a playmaker today. And this is, again, Porter, when he is just locked in next to Jokic especially, there are just levels that he's able to get to. You know, he had a not so great game, especially not a great game shooting. I think he was 3 of 13 versus the Clippers. But some of that is that Porter just, if he doesn't have Jokic or Murray on the court sometimes, he kind of gets phased out because, again, Reggie Jackson has the ball all the time. And Reggie Jackson had 35, 13, and 5 himself. So great. That's exactly what you want to see. But I think on the other end of this is that Porter can get phased out when he's not playing with the starter sometimes because the bench unit doesn't really have a clear identity. They have a different way they're playing. But the Nuggets, Gordon, Jokic, Murray, they just all know how to find each other. And today, Porter was getting found really early. So 30, 10, and 5. Michael Porter Jr., great game. Nikola Jokic tonight, his 15th 15-assist game of his career. His 15th 15-assist game of his career. Nikola Jokic tonight had 32 points, 10 rebounds, and 15 assists in 33 minutes. Jokic was 11 of 17 from the two-point range today, and he was 1 of 2 from 3, 7 of 8 from the free throw line, 1 steal, and he was a plus 29. Utterly dominated the Houston Rockets again. This is his third 30-point or more game versus the Houston Rockets. Third 30-10 game for the Houston Rockets. His second 30-point triple-double versus the Houston Rockets. He has made it his business that versus the Rockets this year, he has been unstoppable and unflappable. And tonight, in one of the easiest 30-point triple doubles of his reign, when he's been the best player in the world, he just got to a spot at will. Jokic, Murray, two-man game. Jokic, Reggie Jackson, two-man game. Every time, and KCP even, every time Jokic got any room whatsoever, because Ime Udoka had to switch in the second half. Because at first he had Şengün on him, and then the guard was guarding the guard, whoever that might be, Jalen Green or Holiday. Aaron Holiday got to start for Fred VanVleet today. Whenever the guard would be in a trail position off the pick and roll, Murray or Reggie Jackson or KCP, they would just find Jokic in that little pocket pass from that 8 feet, 6 feet area, and Jokic hit just hitting floaters. Maybe the most dominant shot, probably actually it is the most dominant, most unstoppable shot in the NBA because of the fact that when you're getting in that area, if you're able to shoot, which he is, 68 to 70% in that range, it just basically becomes like you know you're going to give it up. And the thing is, what happened was because Jokic was dominating that spot on the court so much and so well, Reggie Jackson at some point in time just started folding all the way to the rim and getting layups, and Jamal Murray the same. So Jokic just being able to dominate that section of the court, it just creates so much tension within the defense that they have to find a way to mitigate that. And they started switching Jabari and putting him on Joker, and that way you could switch Jabari Şengün or Jabari whoever, and then that way they can have a bigger body, or Jabari and Jeff Green, for instance, and that way they can have a bigger body. But they still ended up getting cooked. Joker just had a really impressive game today. His playmaking was incredible. I believe he had 7 assists in the first quarter, maybe 8 in the first quarter. Again, he was just setting the tone really early. And in the first half, Joker had 17 points, 12 assists, and 7 rebounds. Porter in the first half, 23 points, 6 rebounds, and 3 assists for Michael Porter Jr. And they were just both absolutely dominant today. Again, Jokic and Murray are their own two-man game. Jokic and Aaron Gordon are their own two-man game. But Jokic and Michael Porter Jr. is also his own two-man game. Because if you try and stagger, and like meaning you try and show and help off Joker and Michael Porter Jr. is at the top of the key, you're basically going to lose that every time. You have a 6'10", top 4 shooter, top 5 shooter in the league. And that person is just going to, more than likely, MPJ is going to bury you in those situations as a spot-up shooter. So really, 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 really freaking good game for Michael Porter Jr. And then for Nikola Jokic today. And then on top of that, Jamal Murray made his return, as I said, to start the episode. 22 minutes tonight. Again, really, 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 really good minutes from him. And again, Jamal Murray had turned his ankle within like the first 3 minutes of the game. Obviously, everybody kind of held their breath. But he was fine, came back in the game, was able to manage it. But Jamal had 16.6 assists and 6 rebounds today. Again, really important rebounds that he had because especially when they were trying to close possessions when the Rockets had momentum, he was able to do that really well. And then Jamal Murray also has 6 assists. Now, I predicted before the game he was going to have a 19, 5, and 6 game. Ended up having a 16, 6, and 6 game. I figured that's what it would be. Just him getting back into the groove of playing with the Nuggets and everything again. He was a plus 14 today. And so Murray, again, his shot, he was a 4 of 14 from the field. He was 3 of 8 from 3, meaning that he was 1 of 6 from 2-point range today. So Murray was pretty efficient, 37.5% from 3 on 8 attempts, which is 3 makes. So that's good. And, Murray's going to continue to get work back into the system. But I think, as Tom said, the worst thing about hamstring injuries, you can't stay in shape. Yeah, it's hard to move and it's hard to run and exercise and all that stuff. So Murray expectedly did not have the same level of legs or even just the wind to be able to sustain that level of play. So yeah, it's just a really, really interesting game today, man. Justin Holiday got another start, and Justin Holiday is proving that and what's so great about this, what I love about Michael Malone knows that the bench unit needs to be the bench unit, especially right now. They're trying to form an identity. It's really early in the season. This is just the 19th game of the year. Why would I want to break up the bench when they need to learn how to play together? And instead, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna play the starters with Justin Holiday. That way it doesn't take away from what the momentum of the second unit is building. And Justin Holiday had 27 minutes played, 11 points, 3 rebounds, and 4 assists. He was 4 of 7 from the field, 3 of 5 from three, and he had 2 steals. He was a plus 27 tonight. Now, this is what I said about Justin Holiday. Early when they first signed him, the day they first signed him, I talked about some of the skill set he has. He is a good enough ball handler where he could be somewhat of you know, dribble heel handoff initiator. He can get to a spot, all that other stuff. Again, he's very limited in what he has been allowed to do in his career. But again, obviously, as an NBA player and a guard, there's some things he can do well. And again, 11, 3, and 4 from Justin Holiday, those numbers that you will take. 7 shots for him today, really nice shot profile. He was able to spread the floor a little bit, and that he made the Denver Nuggets offense that much more palatable. Because if you have Justin making threes, 2 threes, even 1 3, you made 3 threes today. It just changed the dynamic of the court. You can't balance the court out defensively like you would want. And then that's what people do with Aaron Gordon. The problem with Aaron Gordon is just a physical mismatch for basically 95% of forwards in the NBA. So when they do put a forward on him, they don't have to. Jokic would just come out away from the paint, put AG down low, then he'll typically dominate that matchup, get you in foul trouble really early. So really good game from him. KCP tonight, 32 minutes, 10 points, 1 rebound, and 2 assists. He was 2 of 3 from three. And he was also then 4 of 3, or 2 of 4, or sorry, 2 of 3 from three. And then he was 2 of 3 from the 2-point line today as well. And he was a plus 21, played really good defense. Jalen Green, primary assignment most of the night. He had 26, 6, and 9. He was 8 of 12, minus 11 though. Now, Jalen Green turned up in the third quarter, had 16 points, I believe, maybe 3 assists or something like that. Just got really hot. They were able to shut his water off in the fourth quarter, but really good game from him. Şengün had 22, 7 and 4, 10 of 18, 28 minutes. He was also minus 19. Again, Dylan Brooks, minus 22. Jabari Smith, minus 22. Jalen Green, minus 11. Aaron Holiday, minus 16. That's what the Nuggets do to you, especially at home when they're in rhythm and they got their guys. Reggie Jackson today, another really good game. 24 minutes, 14 points, 2 rebounds, and 2 assists. 6 of 14 from the field, but 2 of 7 from three, meaning that he was 4 of 7 from two today. And that's what I'm saying, navigating that screen and the pick and roll and everything, he does that really well. Worked out, had a contested even floater they ended up hitting, and then had a full speed down the court finish in transition when he was getting hampered all the way down the court. He went into -1, had 1 block. Again, the stagger minutes. Christian Brown had 19 minutes, 11 points, 3 rebounds, and 1 assist, 4 of 7 from field, 1 of 2 from three, 2 of 2 from the free throw line. He was an even tonight. Good defensive game from him. Attacked the rim, had some really, really good dunks today. Had one on a skip pass across the court to the right corner, and then had another one on Jamal Murray, threw it up to him and got a nice alley-oop dunk. Zeke Naji, 7 points and 3 rebounds. He was 2 of 4 from the field, had 1 block. He was a -17. Again, they ended the game. When Jokic went out, the Nuggets were up like 18, 19 or something like that. And then in the bench minutes, the bench just, they just gave up the lead like crazy, and that's why they only won by 10 points. So Zeke was a part of that. Julian Strawther, 0 of 4 today. He was a -2. Didn't get a lot from him. DeAndre Jordan, 2 rebounds, 2 points, 1 rebound. He was a -11. So that's kind of your rotation today that you had. Zeke Naji got the minutes over Peyton Watson today. I think Peyton Watson might have been dealing with a little bit of something today, maybe a little sickness, but we'll find out, I guess. Denver Nuggets shot 51% from the field. The Rockets shot 55% from the field. Denver Nuggets shot 44% from three. The Rockets shot 39% from three. The Nuggets made 19 three-pointers tonight. The Nuggets had 26 attempts at the line. They only hit 73% of them. They hit 19 of them. They're getting to the line a lot more as of late, but they're just not converting them at a high enough rate. Thankfully, the Rockets had 19 attempts. They only made 14 for 74%. The Nuggets had 37 assists and 3 turnovers today. 37 assists and 3 turnovers. The Rockets had 27 assists and 8 turnovers. The Nuggets had 41 rebounds and 13 offensive rebounds. The Rockets had 35 and 8 offensive rebounds. The Nuggets had 2 blocks, 4 steals, 18 personal fouls. So just, again, shout out to the Denver Nuggets for such an exceptional game and the way they were able to play together today. Just a really dominant performance for them. 3 straight wins for the Denver Nuggets, y'all. So what did y'all think about today? What did y'all think about today's game, today's win? The Denver Nuggets are kind of thinking right now, getting the momentum back, especially after that game with a bench to them. The Nuggets played at Phoenix on ESPN on Friday. Big game. Phoenix on ESPN on Friday. So y'all make sure y'all hit the like button, the share button. We're building this to 15,000 subscribers. Y'all know what time it is. Rapper Gang, I will see y'all on the other side. We out.